Year 10 of Rainbow Six Siege is officially here with the release of Operation Prep Phase. This is a season which is setting the groundworks for Siege X, which you can catch the reveal of next week on March 13th. Make sure you add it to your calendars. But as with any season, I would like to go over a bunch of changes in which you may have missed and weren't necessarily stated in the season reveal. So let me know your opinions on Operation Prep Phase in the comment section below, hit that sub button, and let's get into this video. Okay, so the first change I found in this season is a really interesting one to do with team colors. If you're not aware, around the time Brava came out, Ubisoft completely reworked how colors work in Rainbow Six Siege. Let's take one of Aruni's gates for example. For everyone in the lobby, Aruni's gates were always the red laser. That was because we existed in an era of Siege where Brava didn't exist. So, in absolutely no circumstance would an Aruni gate ever be owned by the attacking team. It would always be a defender's gadget, because you couldn't hack it. So, the Aruni gates were always red, because you didn't need to know which team owned it. It was always the defenders. But because Brava was introduced in the game and has the ability of flipping a defender's gadget into an attacker's gadget, they had to find a new way to allow players to understand which team is in possession of each gadget. So that is why Aruni's gates are now different depending on what team colors you have set, so you know when it is hacked. And that became the case with pretty much every gadget. Default cameras now work that way. And basically, they removed any universal coloring of gadget, so you as the player can set what color you want your team gadgets to be and what color you want your enemy gadgets to be. Now, here's the thing. Operation Prep Phase have added this to even more gadgets, some of which are quite interesting because you can't necessarily hack these gadgets, so why would we need to know what side they are on? The first of which are goo mines. Goo mines now have a colored band around the side of the mine itself, indicating which team owns it. Now, as of the time of recording, goo mines can't be hacked, they can't be changed, they're mechanical gadgets. Goo mines are 100% of the time owned by defenders. There's no way in which attackers can overtake a goo mine at this current point in time. So it is actually quite interesting that goo mines now have an option to show which team color they are on, because is this implying that maybe soon they'll be changed to an electronic gadget again and it can be hacked by Brava? Or are we going to get another operator that's able to flip gadgets, maybe even mechanical ones? Or is this simply just for consistency across all gadgets to make team colors a constant regardless if that gadget can be hacked or not? I have my team color set to blue, so there's a blue mark on the goo mine, and even though I always know that this will always be my friendly gadget if I'm a defender, it just adds that consistent theming for new players to always be like, okay, it's blue, so it's mine. But currently, Legion isn't the only operator I've noticed this on. This actually is also the case for Grim's bees. So for me, if I'm playing as Grim, the bees are now blue, but if there's a Grim playing against me, the bees are orange. Is this again them setting the groundworks for a future operator that can maybe switch the teams of this stuff? Probably not. I think all of this is just for consistency across all gadgets, just to help newcomers and players understand that any gadget which is orange or blue or whatever color you have set for your team color is a friendly gadget. But overall, I think this is a good quality of life change, especially for new players, and it's just going to add a bit more consistency for those learning. Okay, so I'm currently editing this video, and some people on Twitter have actually told me that Frost also has this change as well. As you can see, the little handles at the side of the Frost mat and the bit in the middle change depending on what your team color is. Just thought that was pretty cool and worth noting as well. Okay, so the next thing here is a change for a bunch of maps. I don't know if this is currently a bug or not, but the sort of sky dome and the texturing in the distance, which adds to the overall universe and theming of the map, which makes it feel like a real place, a lot of them are way more prominent than they were before. I think they've removed like a bunch of fog in the distance and stuff like that, and it's really allowed the environment of the map itself to pop. The first map we noticed this on was on Canal, especially if you're playing as a defender and you're in the upstairs bomb site. Looking out that small window, you can really see the colorful trees in the distance now. And when you're an attacker walking around the spawn and stuff like that, just looking out into the distance, you can really start to see a lot more of the detail. Now, there are some bits which aren't as textured because that's how you make a video game. If this stuff isn't relevant to the actual game itself and it's just for background theming, you're not going to waste a lot of time texturing it and causing the resources to go there. But if this is intentional and they do want us to see more of the environment environment of the map and just bring it a bit more to life. I would like to see some certain bits maybe textured a bit more higher quality, but overall it adds a lot to Canal. But Canal isn't the only map we have noticed this on. Another map which I really noticed this on was Theme Park. Like, the hills in the background now really pop out on your screen. I was rappelling up to the roof to go play on Control Hatch, and that big hill in the background like took me by surprise. I'm like, wow, that looks sick. It really adds a lot to the map's atmosphere in my opinion, and it looks really cool. Again, there's some bits I would feel like, okay, maybe a bit of higher quality textures would now work here, but for the most part, across the board, they look so much better. But yeah, I'm not going to go through every map, but it does seem to be a lot of maps have had this change, and you can really start to appreciate the surrounding environment a lot more. I think it looks really cool, and it adds a lot of personality to all these maps, which already have a lot of personality to begin with, but it's quite fun with the whole world building and universe in my opinion. Next change was actually in the patch notes, but you probably overlooked it or missed it, but you may have already had a suspicion that this has changed, and that is the textures of barricades. Barricades are now significantly more high quality and just look way better than they did before. They look a lot more realistic. They just have a lot more texture throughout them. The yellow painted X's just look a lot more messy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It looks like it's just been done with like a swipe, so there's like paint dripping and everything a lot better. There's like bits of mispatches throughout. It just looks like a way more realistic version of what this would look like. A really cool little graphical update to barricades, and I'm excited to see if we may potentially get this to more items in the game as well, because this looks absolutely sick in my opinion. The next one isn't necessarily a change, but it's a detail I want to point out, and that is where Raura is standing in the main menu. The question is, where is she standing? Typically, a lot of operators will be standing in already existing maps, for example. Last season, with Operation Collision Point, Blackbeard was actually standing in Hereford base, which was really relevant to the lore for that season. So, the question does have to be asked, where is she standing? I saw some people in my stream saying it looks like Outback. I disagree. I don't necessarily think it looks like Outback. There is some similarities with the whole gas pump and everything, since Outback does have a whole petrol station side to it. And yeah, she is from New Zealand, that map's in Australia, they're both oceanic, but I don't think it's Outback personally. But yeah, it's a pretty cool area she is standing in, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below right now. Where do you think Raura is standing? Of course, as with every update, this season came with a bunch of bug fixes, and I want to focus on this one for Rook, where it says, players get minus points as Rook when destroying an empty armor pack container, and this has been fixed. Which is something quite minimal, but I'm sure we have all been there, and that is when you and all of your team have already picked up your armor, and then you just have that empty container in the middle of the room, which serves absolutely no purpose. So you rightfully want to get rid of it by destroying it, but you end up getting minus points for destroying a team gadget. Well, they've addressed that in the new season, and now you don't get minus points when you destroy Rook armor, which has no armor in it. Now, of course, this is only when there's no armor left. If there's still armor in the pack and you destroy it, you will still get the minus points for destroying a friendly gadget. But yeah, that's actually a really good change in my opinion, and something that we've probably not necessarily been shouting for, but it's something that you've done. You've been like, I kind of wish it didn't do that, so it's nice to see that that's gone. This one isn't necessarily a hidden change, but I do want to point it out anyway, and that is the whole thing with celebration packs. Just so people are aware, standard celebration packs, which can be bought with Renown, have duplicates in them, whereas the premium white ones you get from the battle pass are the same loot pool, but there's no duplicates. Just to make sure everyone is aware. And as well as this, the loot pool is that big that I don't think they were able to include it in game. So they have a PDF file you can get from the website which tells you everything which is in these packs. Not the most streamlined thing for players to access, but I guess I should say it's there, and I can link it in the description. Another thing which is worth mentioning is in the esports section, specifically with the pro team skins, because all of them are going to be leaving, and I'm going to read the document they posted about this to help you understand what they are saying here. So if there is a team skin you want right now, is probably the best time to buy them. And I'm going to look through the document they posted, because they said that they're going to be introducing esport legacy sets in Siege X for Year 10 Season 2. And they say that current R6 share items will be removed in the coming months, so this is your last chance to grab these skins. And I'm pretty sure that just means every pro skin in the game right now are going to be leaving. So in Year 10 Season 2, which they also said is Siege X, all of the skins for CAG, Cloud9, Fnatic, Furia, G2, Loud, MAE, PSG Talon, Space Station Gaming, and BDS will be removed from the store. This is to make way for the brand new bundles, and of course, if you already own the old bundles, you'll still keep them. They're not removing them from your inventories, they just won't be in the store anymore, and then most likely the only place you can then get them after this will probably be the marketplace. In Year 10 Season 3, all of the Dark Zero, Elevate, FaZe, Furex, Scars, Team Liquid, Team Secret, W7M, Wildcard, and Falcon skins will be removed from the store as well. And on the 1st of June, all of the Black Dragons, Dire Wolves, D+ Kia, Fury, Knights, Lost, MIBR, Ninjas in Pajamas, Oxygen, Virtus Pro, Wolves, and Cheese skins will all be removed from the store as well. But all of those teams I have just previously mentioned will be getting new skins in the coming months. So although the old ones will no longer be in the store, new ones are going to take their place. However, these next 5 teams are not getting a new bundle and their skins are leaving. So we won't be seeing anything from them in Siege again for the time being. And that is Ents, Fluxo, Luminosity, Vivocade, and Wild. So if you want to get any of the skins which are in the esports tab right now, now's your time to do it, because in the coming months they will all be gone. But yeah, no major operator changes this season. This is a very content-light season, but it is Operation Prep Phase. The entire name of the season is to set up next season. This is a transitional season, so just keep that in mind. This isn't meant to be the content-heavy season. This is just setting us up for Siege X and Year 10 Season 2. So be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you think I've missed anything from this update, if there are more little hidden stuffs which you have found. Not necessarily talking about bugs, I'm talking about genuine changes which you think are worth noting. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new since we're so close to 200k, and have an incredible rest of your day. I hope you all stay safe and have a good one. I'll catch you later. Peace.